And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Sunday night chill stream from the road. I delayed the start. I was originally going to start at 10:30, but I decided to start later because I just wanted to show. I don't want to show that same piece of driving out of the airport, the same bits over and over again. I wanted something fresh and new and exciting, a different stretch of highway. Anyway. Eagle Pax Max, welcome to the show, sir. Hello, James. Things are certainly interesting in the world right now. Man, you ain't lying. You are not lying. I named tonight's stream Now We Fight because last week I said, Bitcoin versus the dollar, Bitcoin versus central banking. Now we fight. And I have to tell you, I have to pat myself on the back because I've been very, very spot on with my timings and my proclamations. So I'm really on a streak. I'm probably, of course, going to fuck it up and get it completely wrong and have egg on my face relatively soon. But for the last, I don't know, whatever number of streams, I've absolutely been killing it in terms of here's what's going to happen next, and then some shit pops up in the news, and I get a video or a screen share or something that's the exact thing I said. Kind of a cool feeling while it lasts, but of course it will not last forever. We are currently driving through Maryland at this point. We have left the beautiful state of Virginia. We're now in Maryland. I was in Philly last night. I took there's another service similar to this one, similar to the one I'm working for now. That's like purely app based. So anyway, I signed up with them, and I was done a couple of jobs for them this month, and they don't pay as well, and they don't pay tolls and shit. But if there's nothing else, if this company doesn't give me work, I'll take work from the other guys, even though it's about like 30% less, sometimes more than like 30% less. Pay for the job, but on occasion there have been jobs where I was coming down here anyway, and then my side piece, app also had something coming down here, so it just kind of boosts my income. So last night, yesterday afternoon, nothing, and then the side piece guys came up with a job. They're going from Parsippany, New Jersey, down to Philly, from an aircraft place that we used to pick up at, my main company, and delivering to a place where we always used to go. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. So I did that, and then I walked around Philly a little bit, doing like a live stream on South Street, which I did once before on what's his name, on Culture Thug's channel, but I did it again. It was Halloween, or it's Halloween weekend, I guess. And a lot of people in Philly were dressed up. I really wasn't aiming the camera at them too much. I'm not looking to invade people's privacy, but there were like people walking around in togas and 5 Mexican guys all dressed like a 1950s motorcycle gang, with those old school leather jackets and all that stuff. So kind of fun, kind of cool. The weather is cooler, so there were less people. There was almost no police. Like the police are, I think, only out there in the summertime. Let me get away from this truck. And so the cooler weather, I guess, reduces the chances of things going wrong. And I did finally, I got some video of this place. I can't remember it's a game store where adults can play Dungeons and Dragons, and it's right near there. And I'm like, and it was just closing up, and it was a bunch of these Dungeons and Dragons dorks leaving the gaming store, and I'm like, well, they've been battling, fantasy zombies with dice and pencils inside that store, and now they got to go walk through the streets of Philly at night on a Saturday night at 10 o'clock. I hope that their zombie fighting skills translate from the fantasy world to the real world. So that was fun, and that got the Rumble channel is growing by leaps and bounds. I have 7 subscribers, but a lot more people watch these I don't know, these transit streams. Like, when there's something else going on the screen, like something appears to be happening, apparently it's more hypnotic, but your message gets across more in a more memorable fashion. And I didn't really know that that's a thing, but apparently that's some kind of metric on social media. Virgil Doc, Purple Heart, welcome to the show, sir. And we also have Dick C. Normus, Harris 2024. Yeah, listen, Dick, I can call you Dick, can't I? If Harris wins, okay, I guess. Harris is an unknown quantity. What I want, because I'm feeling like I got a second bite at the apple. I'm feeling like, there's a chance for a do-over. And the type of do-over I want is Donald Trump, when he got elected, Bitcoin was $650 per Bitcoin. And when he got kicked out of office, Bitcoin was $12,000 per Bitcoin. And that's about a 20x increase, right? The price went up 20 times. So now I'm looking at November 5th and I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute. If Donald Trump gets in again and history repeats itself, we go from, I think we're like 67, 68,000 right now. We're going to go from $68,000 Bitcoin. 20x of that is $1.2 million Bitcoin by the end of 2028. And I have to tell you, should that happen, Mr. Normus, I will not be crying. I will not cry. I assure you, I will not find that a traumatic event. Now, what if Harris wins? Well, what if Harris wins? If Harris is like fucking, what's his name, Biden, right? Although I don't think so. The people, whatever. We're talking about the puppets. What's going to go on in the background is really going to drive this. That's what the show tonight's going to be about. But let's assume Harris wins and the forces that be run things the same way they did for Biden. Well, like I said, when Trump got kicked out and Biden came in, Bitcoin was $12,000. So 12,000 to 68,000 is 4x, 400%. So, all right, 6 times 4 from here is $250,000 Bitcoin. I'll take it. I mean, I won't be happy, but somehow I will limp along on $250,000 Bitcoin. And that's assuming that the Harris administration performs for Bitcoin the same way that the Biden administration performs. But I don't particularly give a shit about the specific puppets. They're puppets. We all know they're puppets. Somebody pulls them in the back room and tells them what to fucking say and what to fucking do. And it's their job to sell it to the public. This is like such a great fucking photo. I swear to God, historians got to capture this stuff. Somebody's got to capture this. You got Kamala Harris, who's really Indian and whose family used to own black slaves, on stage with Big Mike, better known as Michelle Obama. And you can see how fucking big that dude is, right? He's like literally like 1.5 feet fucking taller than her, right? Doing some sort of elect Harris thing. So you got an Indian woman pretending to be a black woman and a black man pretending to be a black woman trying to get the Indian woman who used to own slaves into the fucking White House. This is like, you couldn't fucking write this. Like if you were walking along South Street in Philadelphia and you got one of those giant bongs that they sell at a fucking head shop and you got the strongest fucking hash you could fucking, that some black dude could fucking sell you, you know what I mean? And you smoke that shit up, you could not come up with a crazier fucking timeline. The entertainment value of this is fucking mind-boggling. It's so fucking good. you would think it's a fucking gift. Like all of this is just a fucking gift. This one particularly, I love. This is obviously my favorite fucking whipping boy. There's Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk holding a town hall meeting, right? Where voters are asking him what he's going to do when he becomes in charge of the government efficiency program or whatever. Like, which part of the Constitution is he going to attack first? And he's standing there, he's the third richest man in the world, right? And with like a yellow baseball cap, like he's some dude in a pickup truck. You know what I mean? Like, who's got a greasy baseball cap, and was he just welding? What was he doing? Was he getting his hands all greasy? I don't know. On a Tesla? How the fuck do you get your hands greasy on a Tesla? It's an electric car. But, they're making this guy into the face of Joe Average. Elon Musk as the average guy, as Joe Sixpack. That's how fucking insane this shit is. And again, you can't make it up. Somebody sat in a room somewhere and said, let's take the third richest man on the planet Earth and make him put him in front of a giant fucking American flag and make him Joe Sixpack. Let's make him Joe every day. There are people that get paid to dream this shit up. And they said, yeah, let's do it. Come on, let's go. What the hell? Kamala and Big Mike are doing a gig. So we got to pull out the big guns. We got to pull out Elon, This is too deliciously hilarious to fucking make up. It is, I fucking love it to fucking death. I love it to death. And I will always be happy that I lived through this fucking time. And we will win. We're going to fucking win this thing so fucking big you have no idea. And because, I'll throw this one in. I don't have that many videos tonight. I have mostly screen shares. And hopefully I can collect or keep the thoughts I had in my head before I hit the go live button, because there's a couple of things that I intended to, that I have to remember in order to make this the smooth professional stream you have come to expect. But this screen share fits perfectly with my last point, right? There's this chick, show up, there she is. The woman who was the CEO of 23andMe. She was the girlfriend of Sergey Brin, the head of the Alphabet company, or the head of Google, a Russian Jew, amazingly, who came here and he was just sitting in a room like Mark Zuckerberg, and some guys came in with a check for $1 million and said, here, start a search engine. And, amazingly, he got $1 gazillion worth of fucking funding, and Google took over the entire internet. Well, this was his girlfriend, and she wanted to start a DNA company, 23andMe, where you spit on a fucking Q-tip and you send it into them, and they tell you lies about who your ancestors were, because they really can't do what they claim they can do with the degree of accuracy that they claim. They can tell to some degree what haplogroup you mostly belong to, but when they say you're like 3% American Indian or some shit like that, that's ridiculous. They put the same gene for fucking Africans as they do for fucking Japanese. Some shit is just fucking random. Anyway, they had an IPO for this company. 23andMe was a publicly traded company, right? And the stock was like over $200 a share at one point, like over $200 fucking dollars a share, and now they're about to go bankrupt. And this is the woman. What's her name? Anne Wojcicki, some fucking Polak name. Said this is not a good look, by the way. If you're Polish, if you are Polish extraction, and this is your hero, you need to find a new hero, because she's being super Polish here. 23andMe as a stock has gone from like $225 a share to fucking $3 a share. It's about to go fucking bankrupt, but little Annie says, no, I can save this. The stock is down 99%. I can save this, she says. That's how dumb she is. That's how fucking out of touch with reality these people are. These are the people that put Elon Musk in a trucker hat. These are the people who send the fucking, a black man pretending to be a black woman to help an Indian woman who used to be a slave owner become the president of the United States. Are you fucking kidding me? this is fucking, this is a gift from heaven for somebody like me. This is so fucking funny. This is so deliciously fucking hilarious that that I can't fucking take it. I cannot take it. What else? What else is going on? Let's stay with the screen shares. The world, when I talk about a repeat, right? When I talk about, oh, I want a do-over, I want Donald Trump all over again, and I want Bitcoin to 20x. If you had half a brain, you'd want the same thing. Of course, you'd have to have some Bitcoin. But talk about, history history tends to repeat itself. This caught my eye, right? And, this is out of Germany. The Germans have changed the law for the possession of kiddie porn, and they have reduced the sentence from 1 year to 3 months. So the penalty, right, for kiddie porn in Germany is becoming lighter and lighter and lighter, reduced and reduced and reduced. And a certain group did this in Germany in 1924. And shit did not work out too good, right? They ended up getting machine gunned by the truckload. But history is repeating itself. In the 1920s, Germany was plunged into fucking degeneracy, and in the 1930s, they went in a radically different direction. Now, I'm not saying this means Hitler's going to be reincarnated, although a lot of people on this channel think Hitler's going to be reincarnated, and they think that's going to be a good thing, and they think Hitler's going to come and rescue them by making all the Africans swim back to Africa with a Jew strapped to their back. I don't think that's going to happen, but you can believe, you can believe whatever you want to believe, you know what I mean? You could be as delusional as Anne Wojciechowski, thinking that she can pump up that stock price again, because you and her are belong in the same room. You think Hitler's going to get reincarnated. She thinks 23andMe is going to become a viable business again. You can all have whatever bright, elaborate fantasy world, fantasy life you want. And I'm perfectly fine with that. All right. I'm not going to participate in it. I don't have to go along with your delusions. Neither you nor the Dungeons and Dragons people or anyone else. But it does amuse me, and I noticed the patterns of this happening. And I'm not a big believer in reincarnation. In fact, I don't believe in that shit at all. But if you believe that Hitler's about to be reincarnated, maybe today's your day. You know what I mean? Maybe here's a sign for you to fuel your fucking faith. But that story, there is no democracy, right? I know there's a lot of democracy haters, but democracy died a long time ago in Europe and in America. There's no fucking democracy because the German people didn't vote on that, right? That is a change to their set of rules, right? The laws we live by are a set of rules, right? Do this, you get rewarded. Do that, you get punished. Well, someone's changing that set of rules without asking the German people. And, I'm not going to take it on myself to speak on behalf of the entire nation of Germany. But if I had to hazard a guess, and I'm going to hazard a guess, I would say the German people would not want kiddie porn to be less of a punishment. I think they would want it to be more of a punishment. That's just my guess. I could be wrong about this. But if they really wanted that, they would vote on it, right? Except they don't get to vote on it. Somebody behind the scenes changes the fucking rules, right, that everyone else has to live by. That is not democracy. By fucking definition, that is not the people voting on what happens. That is an unelected elite, right, imposing their will on a larger population. By fucking definition, right? And stuff like this, there's tons of examples everywhere. And, for only the winners, only the strongest and the most dominant can come up with like moral superiority, right? The feigned moral superiority over Germany is just because we beat them at war, right? We are no more morally superior to them than anyone else. And this story is a great fucking story. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, the police arrested some dude, a married guy, like some, I don't know, 30s, 40s, white guy, okay? They arrested him for trespassing somewhere. I don't know what the entire details were, but they handcuffed him. He's cursing them out, and they shot him in the back and killed him. And I guarantee you these cops are going to fucking get away with it. And there are, for all the people thinking that Donald Trump's going to save America or Kamala Harris is going to make, I don't know, whatever the fuck, like all the normies who believe that Elon Musk is really a pickup truck dude and Kamala Harris is really a black woman, and or even that Michelle Obama is really a black woman. For all those normies, they literally can't see this. This is fucking invisible to them, right? This is Banana Republic, South America shit. You know, Americans cannot accept the fact that their policy enforcers are a bunch of fucking petty murderers who probably have this on body cam and they're still gonna fucking get away with it. You know, you don't understand how often this shit happens. And of course, because you know, there's no money to be made off this right now. Those same policy enforcers that are just willing to just murder fucking citizens because, you know, they're unhappy with the guy. You know, let's shoot this guy in the back while he's fucking handcuffed, right? Those people have to be kept around because the people who run America are just like the people who run Germany. They want to change the rules whenever they want, and they want to be able to impose their will on a much, much larger population forever. And because they print the fucking money, right? Because they print the money, they get to do that, okay? Because they print the money, they get to do that. And that is every fucking where. That's everywhere, right? You know, for the fucking dorks, you know, who think that Vladimir Putin is not some scumbag fucking spook, right? Who literally joined the secret police against his own fucking, supposedly, his own people that he loves so much as a nationalist, right? The fucking KGB who grabbed people out of their, kicked in their doors in the middle of the fucking night, grabbed you and fucking tortured you, raped your fucking kids, shot you to death, ran through your fucking pockets, took whatever you had, threw your body in the back of a truck and buried you in a fucking field, right? This guy joined that organization. And he is run Russia for, amazingly, 20 fucking years, right? This is a big shock. When people look at him and think he's a nationalist, and oh, he respects and admires other cultures. Well, that's fucking bullshit. Now, you see him shaking hand, that's apparently the president of Kazakhstan, and he's going to punish Kazakhstan because Kazakhstan doesn't want to join the BRICS nations and their whatever stupid shit that they're fucking doing. Because Kazakhstan knows just how fucking corrupt Putin is. And Kazakhstan knows that because Kazakhstan itself, during COVID, that guy sent his fucking daughter on a private jet to fucking London with like $300 million. You know? It's just the suitcases full of fucking cash in the private jet. Bye-bye. You know, and that's Kazakhstan in the fucking nutshell. So there's, you know, all of these guys know that the other one's a fucking snake and a fucking lowlife. And this is why we're going to win. You say, well, James, I need a more concrete example. I got this great fucking example. This is the funniest one. I wasn't even going to do this, but I'll do it now. I'll do it anyway. I don't know. Let's see if the camera can pick this up. Can you guys see what I'm holding up? Oh, that's good. Some spotlights. This is a fucking cookie. You go like, what are you, a fucking retard? Showing a cookie? All right, I took that cookie from the Signature Flight Support in Dulles. And it's like an almond biscotti with fucking semi-sweet chocolate on the bottom of it, whatever. It's like a high-end cookie. That's not, that's not no fucking Chips Ahoy. The reason why those cookies are in Dulles are because like a month ago, right, I was talking to somebody. They started putting dishes of candy out for October. And I went over to get a couple of teeny tiny pieces of candy. And there was a fat dude there. And I said, hey, excuse me, I got to get some candy. I just worked really hard carrying a cardboard box. I made some stupid remark. And the guy says, oh, I'm sorry. And he steps aside. He's like a fat dude. He's from the South. And so I take a couple of pieces of candy and I chat with him a little bit. He works for NetJets. I said, you guys down here, you don't get the best snacks. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, well, I deliver all up and down the East Coast to all the NetJets locations. I said, and Hartford, Connecticut gets the best snacks. Hartford, Connecticut gets these cookies, these biscotti with semi-sweet chocolate at the bottom, and it's like a really high-end cookie. The guy's like, He says, well, I got to go. He walks away, and ever fucking since then, it's been like a month, these fucking cookies have been in Dulles. I swear to fucking God. I fucking swear to God. And what that tells you is they cannot, none of these people can stand the idea that somebody else has anything better than them. Which is going to bring us to the man that's about to kick it all off. The guy who clipped his own wings. He clipped his own fucking wings. What has happened to Michael Saylor? I mentioned this last week, but I got the clip. Somebody else got the clip here. And I'm going to give my voice a break for a second. But this is Michael Saylor, like really fucking showing his ass. You want to talk about fucking shit up as a Bitcoiner? When he goes big, he really goes big.
If there is more Bitcoins held with these third-party custodians, what risk does that pose, having greater supply held by fewer large institutions? Does that increase the risk of seizure and confiscation like we've seen with gold? And is that not exactly what Bitcoiners don't want to happen?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think that when the Bitcoin is held by a bunch of crypto anarchists who aren't regulated entities, who don't acknowledge government or don't acknowledge taxes or don't acknowledge reporting requirements, that increases the risk of seizure. You have an OG crypto community that's very hardcore about it, but if you look at where all the money is, 99.9% of the money is actually in the traditional economy.
If you consider the Great Depression, I mean, people thought that their gold was safe in banks until the Executive Order of 1933. So we're not entirely safe. I mean, I know that's kind of a wild thing to suggest may happen again, but history does repeat itself. So people's Bitcoin wouldn't be entirely safe. It's
people say that, but mostly it's paranoid crypto anarchists that say that. Okay? Because it's a myth and a trope that goes on over and over again. But first of all, he didn't really seize the gold. People voluntarily turned in the gold. They didn't go and kick in everybody's door, arrest them, shoot them, and take their gold. That never happened. Is the United States on the Bitcoin standard?
Maybe we will be soon.
But the point really is we're not. Right? It's totally not a reasonable comparison. People have these inflammatory tropes or inflammatory memes that they use. And it's like, I say that because I want you to give me your money. Okay? Like, if you don't trust the bank, then you'll buy my hardware wallet. If you don't trust this government, you'll move to my country and you'll buy a passport from me. That's the kind of fear-mongering to get you to give me your money, right? And I use it to sell you a gun, to sell you a hardware wallet, to sell you an account, to sell you a financial advisor, to sell you an insurance policy, to sell you fill in the blank.
Okay, so there's fucking Saylor, like really shitting the fucking bed. I got so much stuff on this. Okay, a lot to say about Michael Saylor because I've had it up to here with him. I've had it up to here with you, Michael. All right, Michael Saylor was an Air Force brat, grew up around the world on Air Force bases, his family certainly saw how much money went into technology. He thought he was going to be a pilot. They weren't going to let him be a pilot. He decided to go to become an engineer and get into technology. So he went to MIT, got a good education, and then took a job at DuPont which I always pass DuPont on the way up. In fact, I see his company. I can see MicroStrategy's building when I drive into Dulles. It's like half the size of the Capital One building. Anyway, he took a job at DuPont. DuPont, okay, hired him to create a computer simulation of World War III, of global thermonuclear war, like the war games, like the movie from the 80s with the kid that killed the whole family in the DWI, Matthew Broderick. That movie was Michael Saylor's life. Somebody at DuPont who was older than Saylor and who understood how the fucking world really works, the world of Washington, told him, listen, quit your job, tell the people at DuPont you'll come back as a contractor, but they have to give you a bunch of money that you're going to need to buy the supplies so that they can make this computer simulation of World War III and sell it to rent it to the Pentagon or whatever. So, and he was, this interview was up from years ago, decades ago, with Charlie Rose. And he, talks about how this guy wound him up and put him up to this. And he went and told his bosses, I'm going to quit, but I'll come back as a contractor. And the project's going to cost $100,000. And you got to give me the $100,000. And of course, DuPont just rolled right over. You know what I mean? Oh, sure, whatever you want. They gave it to him. And then he became contractor bro, made tons of money, tons of money. And eventually other people around him said, take your company public and you'll make even more gazillions of dollars, which he did. Okay. He made his fortune largely off of big government contracts. And then he took a lot of that money and put it on Wall Street and became a multi-billionaire, lost $6 billion in a day, had to survive, had to limp along on like a $500 million fortune, which most of us, I don't know if I could survive on $500 million, but somehow St. Michael soldiered on, and he got back some of his money. And P.S., he finds Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin has gotten him pretty much back to where he was. And if Bitcoin rocks 10 times, 20 times from where it is, even if it goes 4 times from where it is, right? Whether we get the Trump effect or we get the Biden effect in the next 4 years, this guy's a candidate for maybe being the richest man in the world. Like, that's what he wants. You know what I mean? And in that video, he's shitting on the very fucking people who created the fucking thing that's going to make him the richest man in the world. Do you understand that? He was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my money to inflation. And then he finds Bitcoin and he does his whatever, his research. And he's the first big public name to get into Bitcoin. It works out really, really well for him. But he doesn't like all of the fucking people, the paranoid crypto anarchists who don't trust the government. Okay, they annoy him, they irritate him, they try to frighten him. And from his perspective, look at it. You were basically, a guy with a degree from MIT, probably would have been upper middle class, probably would have had a nice life, but he would not have been in the billionaire class. Okay, he made it into the billionaire class with that same government that the crypto anarchists hate and despise, and with excellent reason, and all the money he made from the government contracts and from and part of it from Wall Street comes from the taxpayers. You know what I mean? And he doesn't want to look at that. He doesn't want to think that his billions are, not that he did anything wrong, because I think he's a straightforward guy. I think he's a pretty honest guy. But he doesn't want to see where his money came from. He doesn't want to look at that at all. And if you were a nobody and you became a billionaire and a multi-billionaire, it's just impossible for you to hate the system that put you there. You won't see anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with America. It's just don't be inflammatory. Don't be this. Stop trying to scare people into giving you their money, right? So, I mean, talk about fucking stepped in it. This motherfucker stepped in it. I'm gonna have a lot to say about Saylor, but where's Where's my where is it? Come on, I got a screen share. Let's go with I think it's this one. So yeah, a couple of days later, because fucking everybody went nuts on him. Every fucking body, all of the OG fucking Bitcoiners that he shit on in that video just went fucking crazy. And he actually apologized. And I'm thinking, like, why are you even apologizing to us, dude? You're in the billionaire class. What do you even give a fuck? But he's the rock star of Bitcoin. He's the public face of Bitcoin. He goes to all these conferences and thousands of people cheer and they chant his name. I've seen it. They literally treat him like a rock star. And, you know, there's an observation from a very long time ago that the poor seek to become rich and the rich seek public honors. So public honors, walking out on the stage and having everyone cheer for you. The problem is what got him there were the paranoid crypto anarchists who were willing to move to another country and who were, you know, gun nuts, right? This guy, Samson Mao, is a Chinaman, different kind of Mao than the chairman Mao. But he's the head of an organization that tries to get nation states to adopt Bitcoin. I mentioned he was in Suriname, and then the president in Suriname was going to go along with this, adopt Bitcoin, and then somebody came and bribed them not to do it. Samson Mao tweeted, "Paranoid crypto anarchists will inherit the earth." And so Saylor, being from the billionaire class, backed off because he doesn't fight, right? These guys don't fight and they don't take a fucking risk. Feels like he's found, you know, a safe haven asset so he can be super rich billionaire again. Remember, he's got no wife, no kids, you know. He doesn't have a fucking girlfriend that anyone knows about. Like, for him, it's all 100% about the fucking money, man. And, you know, he doesn't even want to have a girlfriend around, you know, because girlfriends cost money, you know. But so that's Michael Saylor, right? It's mask off. He looks down on the people who created the thing that's going to make him famous. But he really showed his ass on this one. Like, he really, really fucked up. And I'm surprised, really, that he fucking apologized at all. That's a big shock to me. So we got to go some other stuff. What else do I have about Saylor? What else do I got about Saylor? Is it no? All right. So since we're on Michael Saylor and his company MicroStrategy has. I showed this last week. I was quick. Show it again. No, not that one. Not that one, Elon. No, not that one. Where's this? Oh, this one. This one. This is tougher to do than you might think at night at 65 miles an hour. By the way, that was the Fort McHenry tunnel. So I'm passing by Baltimore right now. MicroStrategy up 1,600%. I used to own that stock. I just sold it, by the way. I had like 30 shares. I sold them to punish Michael Saylor. And I bought a hardware wallet. No kidding. And when I get the check from my brokerage company, I'm going to turn that check into Bitcoin as fast as I possibly can. You know, that's my way of expressing my unhappiness of punishing the brutal punishment that I'm going to impose on Michael Saylor. All right, so what? MicroStrategy's up, blah, 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 blah. This is the big news. This is why we're going to fucking win, right? If you haven't seen this, there was a time, I was like a year and a half ago, where Saylor talked about big companies like Microsoft, corporations like Microsoft, having more power than a nation state, right? He said, imagine going to war with Microsoft, right? How would you possibly go to war against Microsoft? Well, guess what, Mikey? We're going to war against fucking Microsoft, and we're going to win. What's on the screen right there? Microsoft shareholder proposes the firm look into holding Bitcoin. And this is not somebody at Microsoft who had 30 shares of fucking Microsoft. This is somebody who's got 30 million shares of Microsoft. They've seen what happened with MicroStrategy. There's some sort of partnership between the companies. And they're like, hey, how come our stock isn't up 1,600%? What the fuck? You know, I want my Microsoft stock to go up 1,600%. Let's get the fucking board to vote on this. Let's hold this instead of holding cash. So Microsoft, whoever fucking sets the agenda, it says the next story, Microsoft urges shareholders to vote against a proposal to assess Bitcoin as a diversification asset. Now, I do not think Microsoft is going to buy Bitcoin. Not now. They will eventually, but they're not going to do it now. And now we're inside their fucking heads. Do you understand? Bitcoin is inside their fucking heads in a way that they cannot fucking remove. Like that stupid thing I showed you with the cookie. The idea that the Washington, D.C. people would have a lesser snack, a lesser sugary treat than the people of Hartford, Connecticut makes them fucking turn on a dime. And you go, oh, James, that's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. Oh, yes, it does work that way. And even more so with these big money people, okay? The idea that some little twerp like Michael Saylor, right, who doesn't even really belong in the billionaire class, can fucking have his assets go up 1,600%, while Microsoft only goes up 75%. That fucking infuriates them. That makes them fucking crazy, right? So one guy's trying to remedy this, but Microsoft can't do that. Like this, they can't fucking do this. Except they also can't live with the fact that Bitcoin is fucking eating everything in the world, is defeating them, destroying them, outperforming them in every fucking way. So let's go with, what is this one? What do we got? Yeah, all right, here it is. This is in general. Global regulators discussing ways to eliminate Bitcoin. Why? It's up 1,600%. Well, because they can't compete with it. Now they got to fucking compete, right? So they want to eliminate Bitcoin because it highlights the cracks in the fiat system. The article goes on to say governments might not be able to deficit spend if Bitcoin becomes part of their treasuries. If you have a limited asset, right, that you can't print more of, then we can't have that as money because we won't be able to spend on ourselves whatever we want, whenever we want. Okay, the European Central Bank in this goes on to bitch and fucking moan that Bitcoin gives some people an unfair advantage, and that they'll be able to spend on luxury items while others will be impoverished. These motherfuckers are projecting like complete lunatics, right? One of the quotes, the societal impact is real. Missing out on Bitcoin is different than just a lost opportunity. It means actual impoverishment compared to a world without Bitcoin. Now they fucking know that they're in fucking trouble. Now we fucking fight. And I'm not joking when I say now we fight. And when I say we fight, it is Bitcoin versus the fucking dollar. And we are going to fucking win. Okay? This is the fucking fight. This is the only fucking fight that matters. And we're going to win. Because the dudes at Microsoft and all the rest, they're watching this thing pump, but they can't touch it. They can't have it. Other people are getting rich, and they're not getting rich. And you say, but they're already rich. They're already billionaires. They're already flying on private jets. They have mansions and super yachts. Yeah, but you don't understand. They're all like Michael Saylor. They're all like Saylor in the sense that their minds are warped. No amount of money is enough money. and it makes them miserable that you could possibly be fucking happy. It makes them miserable that you could have something that they can't fucking have. That's why they came up with that stupid fucking artificial meat. You know what I mean? They just want to take shit away from you to make you miserable. Let's look in the chat again. Let's look in the chat. I had a lot of people in the chat. Okay. So Dixie Normus spent all his BTC on cocaine. Oh, well, crackhead. Nothing you can do about that. Dixie Normus, I tell strangers that you are my uncle. Man, that's great. Nobody knows who I am. Hitler 2024. He better get reincarnated real fast. I don't know if you can put a baby in office in the White House, but maybe you can. Hey, Ukrainian Mesopotamia. What's up, bro? I haven't seen you since I just put you in timeout. And you have been removed, sir. You have been trespassed. You fucking Unit 8200 scumbag. Fuck you. By the way, if you're still here watching me beat up on cyber Zionists, you could smash up the like button. You could smash up the like button. You could say, hey, the feds are here. They're fucking around. James is giving them what for? And that's worth smashing up the like button. Even though they are, my viewership is apparently dropping. It's not dropping. It's probably going up. But, I understand the games that they're playing. Yeah, so the European Central Bank is screeching and screaming that Bitcoin's unfair. They're projecting that Bitcoin's going to make some people rich at the expense of others. Talk about fucking projection, man. How fucking insane is that? But they are absolutely terrified that what they have done to others is going to be done to them, right? And it's not just the ECB. Members of the Federal Reserve are also trying to figure out how they're going to ban this or how they're going to tax this. And, I'm sure Saylor's seen this shit, and he's like, oh, let's just leave it to BlackRock and the big banks, like State Street and fucking, he mentioned all these fucking scumbag mega banks. He goes, who do you want holding the Bitcoin? Too big to fail bank or some crypto anarchist? My answer, some crypto anarchist, right? The whole idea, like literally, and I don't have the clip of Saylor saying that, but he did say that in that interview with that chick. He spent 2 hours with that broad. She's an Australian. And if you can look it up, it's just uploaded this past week if you want to see it. There's not a whole lot there that's new to me, but I wanted that clip and I got that clip. Now, here's the thing. He literally, listen, it's just don't make me poor again. And poor for Michael Saylor is $500 million, which means he could buy and sell the feds in the chat like a million times over, especially that Jewish one. That's probably tweeting from or fucking my stream from some house that he fucking stole. Oh, he stole some Palestinian's house. And this is another indication that we're going to play. Gary Gensler, who used to be, he was a Goldman Sachs executive, an MIT professor who taught a class on Bitcoin, which means he knows nothing about fucking Bitcoin. He taught a class on Bitcoin the way Barack Obama fucking taught a class on constitutional law at Columbia. Weirdly fucking put out this press release that wishes Bitcoin a sweet 16. So January 3rd of 2025 going to be the 16th year of Bitcoin. What this means, I don't know. I think this guy's being sarcastic. But relatively soon, Wall Street will be able to play all sorts of games in the options market with Bitcoin. And we're going to see, it's going to be interesting as fuck. We really, really, really are going to fucking fight. And I, for one, I cannot wait. Okay. Dixie Norris, the U.S. is a republic, not a democracy. It is a representative republic, which is a type of democracy, you dumb Fed cocksucker. So when this fucking stupid feds are showing off their junior high school fucking education, yeah. Anyway, Bitcoin is not money. Yeah, whatever, whatever. Okay, we got to go back to, do I have everything? Have I done everything? I can't believe it's only a fucking hour. I haven't managed to crash or get a speeding ticket or anything else. What is this one? Yeah, no, I showed that one already. Weimar to something Kamala. Yeah, you know what? I really think that's not quite everything. Wait a minute. I got some videos. Hold on, I got some videos. Where's my fucking videos? I got some videos. Here's why. Where's the fucking video? All right, yeah, okay. Let's stay with the democracy thing, just for fun, and let's continue to beat up on Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor said when he was a kid he wanted to be a fighter pilot or a spaceship designer, and then I used to read Robert Heinlein. A contemporary of Robert Heinlein is a woman named Ursula K. Le Guin. I used to read her stuff back in the day. I think I used to read her stuff. I didn't even know it was a woman. But she was a science fiction author from back in the day. She's a very old woman these days. Apparently, she's still alive. And we got a brief 15-second clip of Ursula K. Le Guin completely misunderstanding the fucking world.
We live in capitalism. Its power seems inescapable. So did the divine right of kings.
So, yeah, she's saying that, capitalism is like the divine right of kings. Well, the divine right of kings, she thinks is gone. And it sort of is. The divine right of central bankers is here. But she really thinks that she was born into capitalism. And she's old enough to have been around when people were a lot more informed about who the communists were. Okay? And that is unfortunate. But listen, the science fiction people, they think they're smart. They're trying to imagine a better world or a different world. And they don't understand the world we live in. And this is talk about not a democracy. When people from royalty, when royalty meets the central bankers, this is the shit that happens.
Swedish diplomat Count Folke Bernadotte was appointed as UN mediator in Palestine. His mission was to seek a peaceful settlement. Count Bernadotte surveyed the devastated Palestinian villages and visited refugee camps in both Palestine and Jordan. In a report, he wrote, "It would be an offense against the principles of elementary justice if these innocent victims were denied the right to return to their homes." On September the 17th, 1948, the day following his UN report, the motorcade of Count Bernadotte was ambushed in Jerusalem. He was shot at point-blank range by members of the Jewish Stern Gang.
Oh, well, that's what happens when you criticize these people, right? We all know how this goes. Well, lucky us, today we have Bitcoin, and we're going to destroy them forever because they can't stand that you have something that they don't have. They don't know where the fuck you are, who you are, how you've hidden this stuff, and they're gonna fucking lose their fucking minds trying to one up you on something they can't fucking do. And more efficient and more effective predators will come by, and they're gonna do things that are gonna be so surprising. You're gonna think it's comedy, but this is not comedy.
So I just found out that earlier this year, the Mexican cartel saw how popular avocados were, probably because 20-year-old girls were putting them on toast. And they got into the avocado business. They now control the distribution of avocados, and avocados are cheaper than they've ever been. There's a surplus of avocado. Literally in Philadelphia a couple weeks ago, they gave away hundreds of thousands of avocados. So we need to convince the cartel to sell everything else. Just everything, all of it.
So yeah, if we could get Mexican cartels to sell health insurance and private homes, and we can get the guys who know how to deliver the product at a price you're willing to pay. And I actually remember that avocado giveaway thing. I remember hearing it on the radio. That video is a few weeks old, because the avocado thing was like end of August, beginning of September, something like that. But yeah, new organizations will come about because they have a skill set and an ability that the current ones do not. Do I really think that Mexican gangs are going to run the world? No, they're not. But they're going to change things. Things are going to change in ways you don't expect. Nobody would have expected that Microsoft is now having to try to strong arm their shareholders into not voting. Okay, you want to talk about an anti-democracy? Don't vote on the Bitcoin thing, right? Now they're going to try and impose their will on the shareholders of Microsoft, and I think that they're going to succeed this time. But they're going to be sitting in their fucking in their little boardroom, and somebody's going to say, "Yeah, but what if Apple does buy it? Oh shit! Oh, what if fucking Cisco Systems buys it? Or what if whatever Qualcomm, or just name it, right?" And Microsoft is going to say, "Fuck that! We don't need that. We're Microsoft. We're the super mega monster, and nobody can defeat us." Blah 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 blah, and they'll hold off, as long as they can. I don't know what they're going to have to do to these shareholders, but these Microsoft shareholders have an interest in seeing the shares of Microsoft go higher. And if Apple moves first, or Google, or fucking, I don't know, pick something else, Oracle, it's going to start tearing these motherfuckers apart. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be beautiful to fucking see. It's going to set off some FOMO. So while it may look, I don't think that they have it at the vote yet, it may look like Microsoft is going to win in the short run. We are going to win in the fucking long run. It's a very, very exciting time. It is a supremely exciting time. And we got the stupid feds back in the fucking chat on a channel with 60 subscribers. 60 subscribers, and not even all 60 subscribers are hitting the fucking like button. And you should be smashing up the like button. But I don't know. This is the truest fucking thing you will ever fucking read. This is the truest quote. This is the quote that's going to rule the fucking planet. Give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes its laws. Well, when we take away your control of the fucking money, you're going to care a lot more. You, my friends, and you are not friends, you will lose your grip, and you're not going to like it. You're really, really, really not going to fucking like it. America, right, 2.0 is going to be, in some ways, a lot like America 1.0. Except we're going to fix the imperfections. We are going to fix the imperfections one way or another. And a big part of that is going to be imitating the thing that saves us. And the thing that saves us is going to be Bitcoin. Okay? It's going to be a type of money that they cannot steal from you. They cannot inflate away from you, and no one can fucking change the rules against your fucking will. When that idea really takes hold, and it's going to start to take hold, shit's going to get super fucking interesting. You were born too late to explore the planet. You were born too soon to explore the stars. You were born just in time to peacefully and legally destroy central banking. And with that, I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to call the stream. We're about an hour into this, and where are we now? I didn't know. I think I'm still in Maryland. Yeah, what is this? The big blue sign coming out that says like Maryland rest stop or something. Yeah, anyway, so Eagle Pax Max, Virgil Dog, Purple Heart, all of the lurkers, all of the people that are going to show up in the coming week, all of the like button smashers. Thanks for stopping by, and I will talk to you guys again next week.